finance minister has a very, very difficult job. For every 100 rupees in your hand, you have demand for 500 to spend it.
There are no friends. The finance minister has no friends. It's a very, very lonely job. So you have to really believe in yourself, believe in your ideas, believe in your vision to push it through to the rest of the world.
Modi may have been the political face, but the actualization of those dreams and those aspirations and the promises made by Modi directly to his electorate is through action steps and sequences that Jaitley will be unfurling from here onwards.
You have huge challenges this country is facing structurally. We have high inflation, no job creation, bad growth, declining investment, name it. All the downside risks are there.
People want quick results. I don't see quick results coming. So in that sense, it would be a very, very difficult job. I mean, I would hate it in my worst enemy to be trying to handle that at this stage. Arun Jaitley was a student leader in Delhi University. And in fact, he stood and won the election for the president of the Students' Union, the Delhi University Students' Union, which must be having those days about 100,000 voters. And 74, he won the election. Then he went to jail, then he came back, was active politically. And I was a fringe player in the student union politics. So we knew him and we looked up to him as our leader.
See, I drew a lot from a very recent history of Arun Jaitley. It's not exactly a flattering history. He contested public elections for the first time. He's nominated into the upper house, but he decided to contest the election this time. And he lost badly. Now, a defeated candidate, he became the finance minister. So, to me, the defeat was a singular blow because there was a huge wave in favor of the BJP and he still lost. So it must have stung. But what I liked about Arun Jaitley was the fact that he did not let that weigh him down.
At this point of time, we don't know Jaitley the finance minister, though we know Jaitley the political leader. We know Jaitley as a statesman of sorts. It seems, in terms of personality traits, that he is a rather somber person, that he is able to deal with issues with maturity and an acumen that is rare of political leaders. And I do think that these qualities would have a bearing on how he navigates the troubled and rather still policy waters, because the term they used for the outgoing government was that of policy paralysis, a critique that I agreed with largely. That's going to be the critical question for Jaitley.
No, I think the biggest challenge is the complete lack of fiscal space and the fact that the government books need to be cleaned up. The interim budget presented by the previous government has a lot of misleading information. The fiscal deficit figures are all wrong because they simply did not provide enough money for subsidies. At the same time, they took away next year's revenue through interim dividend from the public sector undertakings. So you have shown a figure which is a false figure. Now to rectify the figure would mean showing a much larger increase. Two, the previous government cut its fiscal deficit or so-called created fiscal space by cutting down very sharply on capital investment. Public sector investment in the infrastructure is completely rock bottom now. It's at the lowest level in 30 years almost. While the revenue expenditure, the recurrent expenditure has gone up very, very high.
See, the challenges are quite a few. And the budget is a very conservative document. It's really a document of the government's statement of income and expenditure. But the expectations are far more than what this conservative document, a conservative policy measure is supposed to do.
For the last 10 years or even more, we have got used to specifics being put down in a budget. But the budget actually should be a vision statement and cannot have finite milestones that I will achieve this in 6 months, 3 months. The problems of this country are structural in nature. So when their problems are structural, solutions have to be structural.
I don't see the economy really picking up till 2016, which means for the next 18 months or so, it would be work in progress. Now expectations are very, very high in the people. Promises are very, very high in that sense. To try to now do something in that, so that you're seen as delivering because you're doing your best, but actually not able to substantially deliver because of the structural defects.
But the big positive that this finance minister has, which no finance minister has had for 30 years, is that his party has got majority in the House of the Lok Sabha, the Parliament, which is a big thing. They have got 282 seats in a house in which you need 272 seats to get majority, which means they can take politically tough decisions. They can go out there not worrying about coalition pressures. So they can be true to what they think this country really needs.
At this point of time, Modi government's step has been to have a more politically savvy team than to look at technical experts per se. Now, having made these political choices, are they able to deliver or not? That will be the critical question that Jaitley and his team will be answering. No doubt he has political maturity on his side, the legal acumen on his side, and he has the experience of being the chief critic of the outgoing government.
So I think the time has come for finance ministers, and that's happening, is that money is not the solution to everything. There are processes to be sorted out, governance to be improved. So it's not just a matter of giving money.
So as a finance minister, he has to have something short of a magic wand. I think his magic wand is a self-belief.